Hi everyone, today I am making a fun little card with the Cutest Cows stamp and paper punch. So fun to have a punch. I always think these little critters are adorable. And of course you can use the punch to cut out the stamps. They give you a couple of different face choices for his head, or you can use the punch to create a cow just out of cardstock, and then you can build the cow with that. So just kind of fun, different little ways that you can use your cow punch. And if you do it out of cardstock, they have included some eyes that you, and little nose. Well, it's not really a nose. Well, I guess it is a nose, and a little mouth that you could stamp onto the cardstock. So fun ways to use it either way. Today we're going to use it with the stamps, and I'm just making a little Z-fold card. I think they're fun, and I made this one a while ago. But since then, this ribbon and this paper have been discontinued. So I'm going to make it with some different colors today. And on this one, I used colored pencils to color it in, which is a really fun option. And I think I will use markers today. I'm trying to use, I love Stampin' Blends. I love them, love them, but they are the most expensive option that Stampin' Up! Has. And you know, colored pencil looks super adorable. And the markers are super adorable, especially when I'm coloring small little spaces like this, where those blending and color mixing that you can get with the alcohol markers, it's not as big of a deal, right? So I feel like I want to show more of those colored pencils, which I love, and the markers. So that's what we're going to do today. All right, so here's the Cutest Cow and the punch. I'm going to set those aside for a minute and talk about my papers. I'm using Shy Shamrock today. And I've got my card base in Shy Shamrock, and what I've done is I've cut a piece of cardstock in half, and then it's scored at 2 3/4, and then again at 5 1/2, and that's how you get your Z-fold. Okay, and then I've got some layering pieces. I wanted to bring in some black and white for the cow, so I've got a layering piece in basic black that's cut 4 by 5 1/4. And then a basic white to go on top of that, which is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then over here for this layering piece, I've got 4 by 2 1/2, and then 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So it goes down 1/4 of an inch each time. And if you wanted to do this again for this panel, you could, or you can cut a piece of basic white here if you want to write even more of a greeting. Good options both. Okay, and then for my cow image, I'm going to stamp him on this piece of basic white that I've cut with the deckled circles dies. I love the deckled circles dies. If you don't have them, you can try and find some circle punches that you might have if you don't have a die machine. If you do have a die machine, a die cutter, the deckled circle dies are pretty darn amazing. I'm using them on 2 different cards this weekend at Stamp Camp, and there's 14 dies. Look how large the biggest one is. I'm going to measure it real quick. It's almost just shy of 6 inches. So it's 5 3/4 inches, that largest one. So it's great for scrapbooking and larger projects as well. So anyway, really awesome die set. And we're using the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 6th and 7th from the inside out. Okay, so there we go. You know what, I'll give you the measurements in case you're looking for a punch that's approximately the same size. The punch would have to be about 3 1/4 for the bigger one, and 2 3/4 for the smaller one if you're looking for a different die that you might have. Now the main thing is that it has to fit the cow. So if you have smaller ones, that's okay. Or even bigger ones, that's okay too, as long as the cow image fits on there. Okay, so I've already cut them out, so I don't need these right now. Okay, so we're going to start stamping. You also need a scrap paper because we're going to actually cut that head out with the punch and then pop it up so it's at a different level than the rest of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and start stamping. Well, actually, I'm going to layer. I tend to lose cardstock on my desk and paper. So I'm going to layer the things that don't have stamping and just kind of get them out of my way. This paper is from the 6x6 in color paper pack, and they come out with a paper pack of every color family. So you can get this year's in colors, last year's in colors, and then you can get like a pack of the neutrals, a pack of brights, regals, and subtles. And I really like them because they're kind of tone on tone pattern. So if you're ever looking for a pattern paper and there's just not one that works, I always reach for those 6x6 packs because I know there's going to be just a tone on tone to work with whatever I need to do. And the patterns are nice. Like this one's little dots, kind of whimsical. I thought that was cute for the cows. There's also a stripe pattern, a leafy pattern, and then kind of a more elegant, here's the leafy one, just a little scrap that happens to be sitting on my desk, and a stripe. I should have showed you the back of this one before I glued it down. But it's a, you know, just kind of more elegant pattern. So there's kind of different patterns that go with different feel. And anyway, I love them. It's nice to have on hand for when you can't find a pattern paper that you need, that you can use. All right, so I've got my basic white piece here, and I'm going to start doing my stamping. I'm stamping in black. And off to the side here, so it's going to be visible, I'm going to put these little sunflowers. And then on this side, I'm going to put this little milk jug. And on my circle, I'm going to put the cow's body only. What did I do with it? Here it is. Okay, and I want my greeting. Okay, so I've chose it's your special day. I'm thinking birthday, but you can also use it for maybe it's someone who got a promotion or a new job, or I don't know, graduation. It's their special day, something they did. And it says milk it for all it's worth, which is why I wanted the milk jug there. And I'm going to do this kind of towards the left side. So that's all my black stamping, oh, except for my cow's head. So I'm just using a piece of scrap for the cow's head. And I chose the one with both his eyes wide open. There's also one that's kind of winking, which is cute. Then you've got one with his eyes closed. And this one doesn't work in the punch because he's kind of turned sideways, but both of these work in the punch. All right, that's all my black stamping. And then I added a little bit of Shy Shamrock to bring in some of this. Oh, I want one more stamp. But I've already got this in my brain, so I want to get rid of the Shy Shamrock. Okay, so I'm going to use this little grass piece, and I'm going to go just across the bottom of these little flowers. And I'm going to go at the bottom of the milk carton and the bottom of the cow. Just kind of going in a line, like so. All right, that's it for Shy Shamrock. And then I'm going to do at the top. So I did the cow as far to the bottom as I could, and then I'm going to use these words. It says holy cow, and I'm going to do that towards the top. And sorry if my head gets in the video there. There, holy cow. All right, so that's all of my stamping done. Let's go ahead and actually, I'm going to color it while it's still on the paper. I think I have more control over my paper that way. Okay, there we go. There's all our pieces. So I'm using the Shy Shamrock as my green. So I'm going to go ahead and color these leaves. And then, you know, I'm going to take the bullet side and just kind of run down the stems. Okay. All right, that's it for Shy Shamrock. And then I was going to use these two, and then when I did it on another card, I decided the colors were too close together. This is crushed curry, and it's just such a dark yellow, and this is pecan pie, which I do like for the center, but I'm gonna switch my yellow over to Daffodil Delight, which I may think is too bright, or maybe Wild Wheat would be a good choice. So hard to decide. And when I have all the colors, then then it makes life harder because you have lots of choices. All right, so my centers of my sunflowers I'm doing in pecan pie. Now when you buy markers, you can buy them in color families, and that's kind of nice because the color families are pretty well thought out. They all have kind of a yellow, a red, a green, a blue, just in different tones. So we get to kind of, if you're just starting out, you can pick what family speaks to you more, if you're more of a regal person or a subtle person, or maybe you like the bright colors. And then you've got the neutrals, and even the neutrals have a little bit of that because you've got blackberry and navy and a dark green in the neutrals, but they're just a very deep colors. So what colors speak to you? I say, if you're just starting out, pick a color family and then get the ink pads or the markers and then the 6x6 paper. Stick with a color family, and then you've got coordination across all the products. You've got an ink pad or a color or a ribbon or a paper for everything you need. And then as your collection grows, you can add another color family. That is what I did when I started. I started with, well, it used to be called Earth or something like that back when I started. They've changed the name. I think it was Earth Elements or something like that. Okay, so I do like the daffodil better than the curry. The yellow does show up more. Okay, and then for this little milk jug here, I went with gray granite. Maybe I will go smoky slate. So I wanted to stick with gray granite just because I'm going to use it on the face of the cow. So you know what, I'm going to stick with that. I'm trying to not use so many different colors. All right, so this is gray granite. And there, my coloring for the inside is complete. And then my cow, I was thinking that I was going to do the little hoofs here in the gray granite. And then I brought in, instead of going basic black, I went with basic gray, which is very dark but not quite black, just because I still wanted to see the outline of some of the image. So that's what I did. You can kind of see what you want to do there. I mean, it's such a dark gray. It's actually really nice. So I did my cow's spots. I'm going to do the little tuft of fur on his head in the darker gray also. And then I wanted some contrast between the little nose, I don't know what that part's called. And I'm going to go back to the gray granite. They're so close. Maybe smoky slate would have been good. I think either way, you're going to have a really cute cow. And then for his nose and ears, I'm going with petal pink. And I'm just kind of running along the inside here and then doing his nose. All right, let's punch him out. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and attach my pieces here, and then I'm going to show you a couple different things you can do with that head. All right, so I want to add a little ribbon. I like to have some texture on the card. So I'm just going to grab just a tiny piece of this Shy Shamrock. And I'm going to glue it down right there. I'm actually going to use a couple glue dots just to stick it in place. I'm just kind of making it stick out a little bit like that. Now when you attach the main circle here, you only want to put adhesive on the left side, because if you put adhesive over here on the right, it'll stick to your card and it won't be able to open. So I'm going to make sure which side is up, and I'm only going to put adhesive on this side. Let's make sure I didn't get any. Okay. Okay, now for the head. I saw another demonstrator use a product on the bumblebee die where she made the bumblebee stick up, and I thought the product was super cute. It is not something that Stampin' Up sells, so I was hesitant to use it. However, if you don't have it, you can use a dimensional and just stick his head up, and that would look super cute. Or if you do want to go on Amazon and buy this product, I will see if I can find a link and put it in the video description. But they're called wobbles or something like that, and they're just this strange little self-adhesive, so they already have adhesive on them, and they come in different sizes. I accidentally bought the big size, which I didn't mean to do the first time. I'll use them on something. They were pretty inexpensive. So I'm going to take the adhesive off and stick it on his head. Okay, and then I'm going to take the adhesive off of this side. And that's kind of the hardest part, actually. It's a very simple card, but getting this adhesive backing off. Oh, I got it. All right, and then it's already got the sticky, and I'm going to place it where the cow's head is. And look, it's just a funny little cow. So I'll find the description. I bought them many months ago, so hopefully I can find them. And hopefully I will not put the link to the bigger one. It would have said on there what size they were, and I just wasn't thinking. Super cute, right? Hope you enjoy it. Here's the blue one. Azure Afternoon, actually, if you want to see that one. But I think the Shy Shamrock is really cute. All right, that is the Cutest Cows bundle. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll click the like button, give me a comment, or subscribe and come back again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.